published 1719 est. The 8th of January the 2018 updated 1918 est. The 8th of January 2018 Glenn Murray came off the bench to snatch a late winner for Brighton over Crystal Palace, which sent the Seagulls into the fourth round of the FA Cup. Chris Hughton's side, who will travel north in the next round to face Middlesbrough, were dragged back level by Bakary Sako after Dale Stephens' early opener, but Murray's decisive strike clinched it. Sportsmail was on hand to offer 5 things we learned from the third-round clash at the Amex Stadium. Glenn Murray came off the bench to snatch a late winner for Brighton over Crystal Palace. Kudos to Neil Swarbrick, the video assistant referee, if he stayed awake to watch every minute of the first half of this match on his monitors. What would have woken him up in the second half was Bakary Sako's strike out of nowhere. A superb thunderbolt on his first start since October 24 got Crystal Palace level, and what made it more impressive was he scored it with his weaker foot. Woof. No player has scored more in all competitions for Palace this season than Sako. Bakary Sako's thunderbolt to put Palace level with his weaker foot was mightily impressive. There were more than 140 members of the media at the Amex Stadium, though that was more for the lure of VAR rather than FA Cup magic. This certainly did not capture the imagination of Brighton's supporters. There were thousands of vacant blue seats in the stands here, whether that was because it was a Monday night match on TV, because of the fan trouble last time, or because the FA Cup just doesn't have the wow factor remains to be seen. There were lots of media at the Amex Stadium, but more for the lure of VAR than FA Cup magic. 8 changes for Brighton, 4 for Crystal Palace. Among those in Chris Hughton's starting lineup was Connor Goldson. This was Goldson's first appearance since against Watford on December 23, when the 25-year-old won Man of the Match on his Premier League debut. It is astounding to think that Goldson underwent career-threatening heart surgery less than a year ago but is now back in competitive football. Overall, he commanded the back four well. Connor Goldson returned to marshal the Brighton defence admirably at the Amex Stadium more than 2 hours ahead of kickoff. Outside of the Amex Stadium were 7 police vans, 2 ambulances, a pair of sniffer dogs, 8 officers on horses and dozens more on foot, with some wearing riot gear, and that was just one side of the stadium. The police presence here was something else. Security for this tie was stepped up enormously from the last meeting in November. That Premier League match, which finished 0-0, was overshadowed by disorder among fans. The Amex Stadium was swarmed with police presence ahead of the third round. Roy Hodgson said beforehand that he selected the best team he had available. Well, that included no Wilfried Zaha, who was rested. Hodgson clearly did not want to risk his star player with crucial Premier League games coming up, starting with Burnley this Saturday. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was also absent as he recovers from a knock, but Andros Townsend was given the nod. Townsend, however, gave Hodgson a scare by limping out of a challenge and being taken off at half-time.